In this video, I'm just going, this is another one of my presidential thingies where I'm, doing a thing for my, 2020 presidential bid. Obviously, I'm not actually being serious. I mean, if I win, I win, I'll take it seriously. I'll put people that, in my cabinet and everything that actually have a brain, Neil deGrasse Tyson, a science, head of the science, department. I have to create some of these things, so we have better things for science and education and things like that. People actually care for education will be in the educational department of education, things like that. But anyways, in this video, I want to discuss 4 things that politicians and the elites will hide behind, and these 4 things are the flag, children, the Bible, and of course the 4th. And of course, I want to give you George Collins' video. He'll discuss 3 things, but there's a 4th one that he doesn't mention because it's a different time now between his and now. And it's basically words. Now, before I start, feel free to check my description. You'll find the link to George Collins' video, and you'll also find a link to my website. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Watch my other videos. If you leave a comment, that's fine. I do not read people's comments because I really am just not interested in that stuff. It's just how I am. I'm just not. But anyways, the first one, as I mentioned, was words. They hide behind words. What I mean by that is they'll change the definitions of words to suit their purpose and try to defeat you that way. For example, if you are not a feminist, you're sexist by definition. However, not everyone wants to identify as a feminist because there are a lot of feminists who want to kill men or slaughter 90% of men or have men locked up, and some are just completely very hateful towards men. And of course they change words like definitions of the words racist and sexist. I can't be racist because I'm not white. I can't be sexist because I'm not a man. They change the definitions of these words to suit their purposes. These social justice warriors, they are the bulldogs, the attack dogs of the elitists. They are. They keep us fighting each other, separating each other, so, we don't try to better ourselves and, just better ourselves and do something for it with our lives. Because you're too busy having to defend yourselves against those idiots. They change the definitions of words on you. They'll say such things as all white people are racist, all men are sexist. Okay, where's the evidence of this? They know how to change the definitions of words to suit their purpose. And also of course, freedom of speech, that's something, they'll change to suit their purposes. Their definition of freedom of speech is they can stop you from speaking, but you better listen to what they have to say. If you don't, or you have any counter arguments, you're racist or sexist. They use words to defend themselves. That's why the social justice warriors are the attack dogs of the elites. Whether they know it or not, that's what they're doing. That's why I wrote a book on it. Again, you go check out my website. I'll give you the link to that book, the ebook. And this, it's just, that's probably one of my a pet peeve of mine, how they just change the definitions of words to suit their purposes. The second thing they hide behind is the Bible. The Bible. A lot of these politicians, most of them really could care less about religion. Most of them, they just see it as something to make money off of, and they get votes. That's all it is. They hide behind the Bible. Oh, they want to take prayer out of school, and they're going to round us up. They're going to do this and that. They play on your fears. That's basically what the media and the politicians do. And the politicians are controlled by the elites. They're in the pockets of the elites, so they don't care about you. You think a bunch of millionaires care about you? And billionaires control the media, and you have millionaires that work in the media, those talking heads that you actually think care. But anyways, they hide behind the Bible. Oh, prayer has not been taken out of school. Students can pray and bring their Bibles to school. Nobody's going to stop them. Nobody's going to give a damn. It's just you can't proselytize. The teacher cannot lead the students in the prayer. That's just, and that's just, they work on your fears. And religion is one of the strongest ones. And of course, well, women, they go, women's right to, self-autonomy and all this other stuff. They know how to play with your fears. They know how to use words to control you. Yeah, women's rights to choose and pro-life, pro-choice, and all the other nonsense. Really, they're meaningless words that have no meaning. The third is children. They will hide behind children. They don't care about education, but they'll tell you they do. Education is number one. Education is important. Then you get some dumbass with a PhD who's never taught a day in his life, writing some stupid-ass book about how to teach kids, educate kids. Teachers have to go for hours of workshops, relearn all this garbage that is not going to help them. That's not going to help. Because all these students do not want to learn. And why do they not want to learn? Because when you turn on the TV, watch the movies, or listen to the media and these religious folks, they don't care about education. None of them do. Scientists are almost always the bad guys in movies. They misrepresent science. They get everything about science wrong. They don't even try to get anything right. Have you ever noticed how scientists are always the bad guys, or they're dumb and they only care about themselves, or all this nonsense? Science is boring. They don't care about education. And they can't admit some kids are slow and some kids are just plain freaking stupid. And I know some of y'all get offended by that, but hey, I'm stupid and I admit it. Nothing wrong with being stupid. There is something wrong with not admitting to it and not wanting to learn. I try to educate myself. Most people don't. Nobody cares about education. Of course, the politicians claim that they do. And of course, we all know, and as George Collins says, there's one thing that the elites do not want, and that's an educated population. That's why if I were president, first off, I will tax the churches. I should have said that with the Bible part. But churches, especially the Catholic Church, would be taxed. That will help pay for the single-payer health care that I want to initiate. That will help pay for, the roads and, infrastructure. That'll help pay for a lot of other things that we need repaired in this country. Have you seen this country lately? Damn, the roads are falling apart. The bridges are falling apart. And this is the United States of America. Those of you who are not living in the United States, it's not a bad country. It's not bad, but it's going to get there. We keep ignoring it. And more on... But before I go back to the Bible, like I should have mentioned, but let's go back to what I was just discussing again about education. Students will need to learn. I will give students that, they're not interested in becoming scientists and engineers. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they would be allowed, especially once they hit high school, do internships. Become a carpenter, become electrician, any mechanic, whatever. And that's why we need to get rid of the illegals, because the illegal immigrants are lowering the wages for those jobs. And of course, Democrats and liberals do not give a freaking damn about it. They lie to you using words, trying to scare you and making you believe that these illegal immigrants are wonderful people and they're doing jobs that no American wants to do. No, they're doing jobs for cheaper so these businesses can cut wages and maximize their profits, and they lie to the people that actually believe that garbage that they spew. I'm not saying conservatives are any better, because hey, they are the ones that are more likely to push the stupid Bible, and they care even less about education. That's why, as I was saying, however, all students would need to learn at least chemistry, physics, and biology. Maybe in the biology course will need to include some paleontology, taxonomy, and classification, and they need to learn geology. And of course, throughout school, health, nutrition, critical thinking, how to argue properly, how to form an argument, how to be able to handle other people's arguments that disagree with you. I discussed these in other videos. How to take care of children, proper parenting. I know people, they need to learn that from their parents. Well, parents start teaching their children this stuff. And the fourth thing, the flag. They love patriotism. And they go as far as jingoism. How far do you have to go if you're in the United States? How far do you have to go to see an American flag? Pretty much every 5 feet. Pretty much. Yeah, the United States will still use feet, inches, and that nonsense. If I become president, we're going to the metric system. Because I love the metric system. I hate feet and inches and gallons and all that. That's harder to convert crap, between that system versus the metric system. The metric system, you just move a decimal place, and that's it. So much easier. Anyways, they hide behind the flag. If you disagree with the conservatives, you're unpatriotic. Liberals are not patriotic. Liberals are just as patriotic as the conservatives. They just want to hide behind the flag as if, don't burn the flag. That's freedom of speech. I don't like people burning the flag. I disagree with it. I strongly disagree with it. However, that is their right. And it is my right to protest if they do that. Not violently, not getting aggressive or any of that stuff. People have that right. But now let's go back to the Bible again. The Muslims, well, I'll probably do this in another video about religion and, racism. But, I'm just going to discuss a little bit about Islam. Eventually, they're going to take a lot of parts of Europe. Because in Europe, they're hiding behind the Bible. In this case, the Quran. They want to paint the Muslims as wonderful, the religion as wonderful and peaceful. It is not. There are no really too many peaceful, great religions. Christianity and Judaism were forced, dragging, kicking and screaming into the 21st century. We have laws in Western society that prevents them from doing the things that they would do and things they have done just a couple centuries ago. Islam could care less, and they're going to try to change the laws. I don't think they're going to be very successful. I really do not think so. However, I think they're going to do a lot of damage. But as I said, these elitists, these politicians hide behind 4 things: the flag, the Bible, words, and of course children. Children are not, I like one of the things that George Carter says in his video, though, that children cannot be our future, because by the time the future arrives, they won't be children anymore. And really, I personally don't have as much value on children as most people do. I don't think they're the greatest thing in the world. I think they're horrible bullies. They're just nasty. They're basically mini adults, nasty, mean-spirited, just as mean and nasty to each other as adults are. You can say they're innocent, they're more innocent than adults, yeah. I do believe in protecting them from these people that want to harm them. That's why I would put sex predators and child abusers in prison for a whole lot longer than they're serving now. Actually, child predators will get life in prison. Child abusers will probably get life in prison, if not nearly so. But anyway, that's the end of this video.